It is now with great honor that I introduce the Harvard School of Dental Medicine Class of 2024 student speaker, Sapna Nath. Sapna is from Long Island, New York, and graduated from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania in 2019. At HSDM, she developed her passion for dental innovation and the intersection between entrepreneurship, business, and dentistry. Sapna has been actively involved in research and is a leader on campus, notably as the president of the Harvard Dental Class of 2024 and the co-founder of the Harvard Dental Innovation Society. She is our class's strongest advocate and has been extremely dedicated to bringing our class together through class events and has worked tirelessly as a go-between between faculty and the student body. She is always there to brighten your day with bubble tea and with a smile. She will be returning to the University of Pennsylvania for her orthodontics residency this summer. Her remarks today are entitled "A Trip Down Memory Lane." It's my pleasure to welcome my dear friend, Sapna Nath.
All right, okay. We're all dry, have our degrees, so thank you so much. It's so great to be with you here today. Congratulations to all the amazing graduates. Behind this moment are countless hours of hard work that didn't just start 4 years ago. Today is the culmination of years and years of commitment that goes all the way back to AP exams in sweaty high school gyms, long nights in the research lab, and orgo finals where the retrosynthesis failed to synthesize. We have worked, studied, and dreamed our way here. And most likely, we are not the same people who started this journey so many years ago. But we all know it wasn't just us alone. So let's give a round of applause to all our family, friends, mentors, and loved ones who have supported our aspirations, even in the moments where we questioned if we could make it. As we come to the end of our 4 years together, I thought it might be nice to take a trip down memory lane. Dental school is a very unique time. You are simultaneously a student, an artist, an engineer, a clinician, a lab technician, and let's not forget, your own receptionist. In year one, we shared the classroom with our medical school classmates, except it wasn't a normal classroom. It was our bedroom. We met each other in Zoom school and in breakout rooms in the midst of a global pandemic. We tried our best to add normalcy in a very not normal world. Then we arrived in Boston during a snowy winter, eager to make up for our lost time. We had to learn to accommodate a morning commute that was longer than the 10-second walk from our beds to our desks and wore actual pants instead of pajamas. But fortunately for us, the comfort of scrubs was just around the corner. In year two, our class spent countless hours together in room 109, sitting in lectures and definitely not doing the Wordle. We learned the fundamentals of dentistry, from how to make the best crowns to attempting to understand the complexities of dental occlusion. The horrors of unsupported enamel were drilled into our minds as we learned to drill on plastic teeth. It's safe to say that for my classmates, getting to this point was a collective effort. And we relied on each other in some pretty unconventional ways. We tested each other's gag reflex, learning to take impressions. In Stab Lab, we learned to give each other numbing shots. By administering them to each other, and as you know, practice makes perfect. And we assisted each other through our first patient intake appointments, which happened to last just a short 4 hours. And we would not be here today without our patients in the student clinic, who sat through 3-hour fillings, 4-hour crown preps, and 6-hour root canals when all they wanted was just a cleaning. Without their patience, much of our learning and progress would have been impossible. In dental school, as we do procedures, we have to get faculty approval between different steps. What often ensues is a long train of dental students following around a single faculty member, not unsimilar to the geese you see walking in a line down Avenue Louis Pasteur. But it was in these lines that we became closer, catching up on weekend plans and big life events, and even for a mid-clinic pep talk. In year 3, many of us perfected the classic dental student poker face. When you do a procedure for the first time, and you might just be a little bit overwhelmed, and you just can't get that final impression right, and the clinic is closing in 10 minutes, and your patient is leaving for a 2-week cruise. But we knew we could always count on each other to be each other's crunch time assistants and share that locked eye glance where you silently communicate all your deepest fears without even saying a word. And speaking of fears, you know how people say that the spider on your wall is more afraid of you than you are of the spider? Well, we learned to face some of the most terrifying things in dentistry: 3-year-old children. And in the pediatric clinic, while some of us were running towards these children like Lisbeth and Yu Ying, most of us were running away screaming. Year 4 was licensing exam after board exam, after licensing exam, after research deadline, and case presentation. Even as we flew around the country and started planning our next steps, we spent many a late night in the lab making dentures. They say, a millimeter is a mile in dentistry. They say a millimeter is a mile in dentistry, and setting teeth at 10 p.m. in the basement of the school, Bunsen burner and hot wax in hand, a millimeter felt more like the grueling 26.2 of the Boston Marathon. And it would be a lie to say we didn't cinch a hair or two along the way. Up until the very end, we helped each other with our clinical requirements, from extractions and periodontal surgery to the elusive implant crown. With some of us even sliding in that final requirement this past Tuesday, the perfect buzzer beater. Today, we don't have to pretend that everything in the last 4 years was easy, because it was not. However, today, we have the ability to give power to some memories over others. We have the ability to let go of the disappointment when you send your case back to the dental lab for what might have actually been the 10th time, and remember the confidence you gave your patient with their new smile. Let go of the frustration of when your morning appointment runs late, and now you only have 10 minutes for a vending machine lunch before running back up to the clinic again. And remember sharing the perfect sandwich in the courtyard cafe with your friends. And let go of the loneliness of walking back alone at night in the cold Boston winter. And keep hearing the laughter during our walks together in our post-clinic lab session coffee runs. Although much of our life over the past 4 years has been defined by being a dental student, we have taken time to foster diverse interests and identities that have kept us grounded in school. So I would like to give you a closer look into the HSDM class of 2024 outside the clinic. We have our gym rats like Abby, Lindsay, Gerardo, Noah, Brent, and Sheridan. This ironically also includes half of our class going into oral surgery. We have busy parents like Peter. We have content creators Alicia and Natasha, our marathon runner Madison, our artists and crafters Crystal, Abigail, Stephanie, and Vivian. We have solid core enthusiasts Kat, Kelsey, and Kadria. We have foodies Chloe, Anna, and Jason, ice skaters and rowers, Sophia and Bridget, dancers and travelers, Jimmy and Dahi. We have our comedians, Jack and Aisha, plant caretakers, Lara and Joe, and our bikers, Jenna and Glory. Also, just look at these hobbies. Can you find a more athletic bunch? Sometimes, when people think of the dentist, they think drill, fill, and bill. But over the last 4 years, our tiny class has made huge strides at the forefront of dentistry as innovators, researchers, scholars, and advocates. We have learned to put patients first and meet them where they are. Procedures we once read about in our books and once seemed daunting now take us minutes. And so, it's been a privilege to see our pajama-wearing, Zoom school-attending group of 33 become truly incredible, creative, and compassionate clinicians and leaders. Now it's time for us to part ways and make Dr. Levi proud by sharing that stationary bass bristle technique with each of our future patients. I cannot wait to see the incredible impact each one of you will make on the world. And I know that whatever corner of the country I am in, I will always have someone to turn to for some free dental care. So thank you to the amazing class of 2024 and to my dental school family. We did it.